Hey guys, Sublord here, back in with another action figure review, and today we're finally going to be taking a look at the G.I. Joe Classified Series Walmart exclusive. Oh, G-Jum. Got a very long OGism there, because today we're going to be taking a look at Richard Crystal Ball King, brought to us by the not-so-fine folks over at Hasbro, who made this figure an absolute pain in the nuts to get, because they made it a Walmart exclusive that sold out instantly during the pre-orders, and never showed up in my store. I guess Walmart was supposed to have some big, grandiose collector section, but shockingly, that's sarcasm, kids, both Walmarts close to me didn't have crap. They didn't have any of the stuff that was supposed to be in there. Hardly at all. So who's the one that's going to scalp your figures? Grandpa. I'm sure it's somebody's grandpa. But at any rate, I waited and waited and waited and waited some more, and finally he popped up on the app. I don't know how or why, and honestly, I don't care. Dad added his protein powder, so I got it shipped for free, and here we are. And I gotta tell you, I'm glad I got him, at least now, because he is definitely going to be a contender for one of my top 13 figures of the year, because this figure kicks arse. So without further ado, why don't we cut right to the chase and get into the meat and taters of this review and take a look-see at all Crystal Ball, old Dick himself, has to offer in terms of accessories, starting off with an alternate left hand, which actually does have the up and down hinge for holding stuff. And for this hand, we do get a crystal ball. It's kind of squishy, like your mama's titties last night. And you can wedge this in here, so he can hold it. It's not perfect, but I did manage to get it to work on the fly just now for you, so appreciate that. Get in greats. We also have this little, I guess, revolver style pistol, which looks like it's got some tentacles wrapped around it. And if you're wondering, I do have this flamey skull effect from the Ghost Viper we looked at earlier today. Check that review out if you haven't already. We'd really appreciate it if you did. You could plug this in here and have this pistol shooting a flaming skull. Now, it is big. That's what she said. But, I don't know. I think that's cool. You can plug this in there. Kind of hoping the Phantom Rider from Marvel Legends has some blast effect compatible pistols. That would be nice. Put that effect in there. That'd be a good photo right there. That said, we also get a flaming sword, which, unlike the sword to my Man-Wolf from Marvel Legends, I think a review of that's either up already or coming very, very soon. But unlike his sword, this one's not all beat to crap, or at least has schmutz on it. Same with like all the Nightcrawler rapiers. They always have like some schmutz right on the top curve of the blade. This guy's is pretty clean, like my nails that I just clipped. But you know what? I'm not a hand model. Go fudge yourself. We do get this crazy lenticular shield. Woo, 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 woo. You're getting very sleepy. That, I will say, reminds me of that old toy line, what's it called? Visionaries, with the knights, with the shields, with the same kind of action feature. Now, it does come with this piece, which is like a clear Cthulhu skull, whatever the heck you want to call it. And I'm going to tell you, to make your life easier, because that's what this channel is ultimately for. Kidding, it's to annoy you profusely. But I would recommend, if you want to put this on, put it on and leave it on. If you don't want to put it on, leave it off, because it's a pain in the nuts to get off. Now I'm going to put this on here. You're going to hear it click into place. Allegedly. I just got to line it up and make sure it fits first. Usually this tentacle's got to be like somewhere over here in order for anything to fit. It's not really explained how this is supposed to go on, but I imagine it's supposed to go on something like this. Alright, I tend to have the two horn tentacles at the top, like that. Then all these other ones kind of follow suit. I'm not sure. I'm trying to figure out where the top is. I'm assuming this is the top, because you can have this on either arm. It's not side specific. And I will say, once you get it on there, leave it on there. I don't plan on taking this off ever again. You can't really adjust the thing once it's in there. There is a peg hole right there. If you want to take it off and you have nails that are worth a crap, you probably could. But I don't, so I can't. Or if you have like just a Lego lightsaber, for example, just a little post to get in there and pop this off. It'll be easy to pop off without scratching that lenticular piece. But for now, that's how that's going to stay. That said, we do have this wicked looking Cthulhu head, and of course mine's horns came unglued. So I will have to have the old man glue those, but that's neither here nor there. I will say he's got horns that would make Krampus blush, I have to say. Almost like the same shape as a 2015 movie Krampus. But at any rate, there is that. So if you want to turn him into Davy Jones from Pirates of the Caribbean, you totally freaking can. And that is awesome. That said, this pistol does have a holster right on his hip there, so I will put that in there. And now we can take a look at Dick. This Dick, not my Dick, you sicko. But here he is, looking a lot like Vincent Price, I gotta say. Right down to the white on the sides of his hair there, which is pretty cool. He's got some armor, almost kind of samurai-ish armor on his arms. He's got some gloves. He's got some pirate-esque boots. Of course, has the holster with his pistol. He's got some tats on his arms and on his chest underneath his little necklaces there. Not enough to make Mr. T blush, but definitely plenty going on there. Then he's got his kind of duster with the fur collar. Kind of looking like Keldor from Motu Revolution over on ye old Netflix there. But very, very cool. Oh, he's even got some tatters down here. Because he's seen some shiznit, boy. Some supernatural shiznit. Because he is the supernatural expert over at Cobra. Because, of course, you gotta have a paranormal investigator if you're a terrorist organization. Alright. But at any rate, as far as his articulation goes, his head is on a double ball peg. Rotate around, look up and down, all that fun stuff. Shoulders will move back and forth. They'll move out. Back down. He's got a bicep swivel, double elbow. That works okay. Unlike the Viper, he's actually got the appropriate articulation in the wrists for holding accessories. So that's nice. Like, gee whiz. He's got an ab crunch. You don't get a lot out of it because of the coat. But it does work, and it does stay in place. It's not all weeble wobbly like some of these figures. He does have like a ball joint in the waist too that actually does get good range, but again, the coat is going to hinder that. You can take the coat off, and he doesn't look bad without it. But, I don't know. I wouldn't do that. His hips will kick back and forth, out, down. He does have the drop downs, which I can take or freaking leave at this point. Thigh cut, double knee, which is nice. It's of course pinless, just like his elbows. He does have a boot cut. I will say there's a little gumminess in the boot cut in particular, which is not something I've noticed on a ton of classified other than like females because they're thin. So be mindful of that. You don't want to pop his boot off trying to get his knees to work. But he does have a hinge in the foot with a rocker and pig holes at the bottom of his feet. Yeah, you can see like right here. It does wiggle. It could just be not as tight because here it doesn't wiggle. So I don't know what's going on with that, but I digress. So why don't we give him his sword here so we can be a pirate. There you go. That's pretty cool. I don't know if that is dire tech or what, but I wouldn't want to mess with that monster. I will say this head does keep the necklaces from sitting flush on his body, but I do plan to use that Cthulhu head. I just gotta get the horns glued as I drop him on the floor like a total klutz. Now let's see if I can get this shield in here, because this hand is going to be a tight grip, I can tell. There we go. And then you can actually just open the clip up and it'll go right on his arm like that. And there you go. Look at that. You can see there's a little opening there. Makes life easier. I'm assuming it's supposed to be that way, but if not, I don't give a crap. It looks fine. It's on the back. Whatever. And while he is lacking the Cthulhu head, this is how I plan to keep mine. The whole crystal ball and the hand thing is cool, but I gotta have him with his shield. It's like a pirate knight or something. And he's also going to be a contender for one of my figures of the year. Because, well, I have it. First of all, I reviewed it. You're watching it now. And, well, he's frickin' kick butt. So, yeah, there is that. So, with that being said, it's time now that we move right along and take a look at some size comparisons. First up, here is ye old Dick King alongside his troop builder, the Ghost Viper, who we did take a look at earlier today. Once again, check that review out if you haven't already. Really appreciate it if you did. As well as another, we'll say, mad scientist archetype from good old Cobra. Or, I guess, bad old Cobra. I mean, they are a terrorist organization after all. We have Dr. Mindbender, the retro card version of Dr. Mindbender. And I feel like him and Richard King here would be real good friends, because they both like evil shiznit. Just one prefers supernatural means over scientific means. So there you go. They both got cool mustaches as well. Mindbender's just a cue ball, though. He doesn't have the cool Vincent Price-like hair that Richard King has. But getting these two out of the way. Again, I do wish I had another one of those Ghost Vipers, but beggars can't be choosers with exclusives nowadays. Bringing our two regulars, the Mythic Legion's Brother Mandibilith. Looks like something Richard King would queue up with his dire tech there. And we also have the infamous 11th Spawn, who, as usual, towers over everyone. So, with that being said, it's time now that we wrap things up with some final thoughts. Overall, and aside from the horns on ye old Cthulhu head coming unglued on my particular figure, because of course, waited all this time to get this guy, and something just had to, not exactly go wrong with it, but happened to it in general. Like I said earlier, a little dab of super glue, that'll fix that right up. I am kind of surprised that they popped off so easily, but maybe it has something to do with the weather being hot and cold and whatnot, because it is still technically fall in my area. or according to the calendar, I should say. But with that aside, I think it is safe to say that good old Richard Crystal Ball King here is definitely going to be a contender for one of my top 13 action figures of 2025, for those of you watching this in the future, because, well, he is a crazy-looking pseudo-pirate guy with a flaming sword and a Cthulhu head, right? Right. And not for nothing, the fact that the pistol is compatible with the skull effect from the Ghost Viper gives him bonus points, because if you watch any of my Mythic Legions reviews, you know that skulls make everything better. So, with that being said, hope you guys enjoyed this review. Until next time, I'll catch you guys later.